Hmm. Okay. We live. We lit. All right. What's going on, fam? All right. So we're going to get this thing right. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? As you come on, go ahead and drop a number 1 in the comment section if you can hear me clear. King Floyd, where you at, bro? What's happening? What's going on? All right. About to give y'all $1 million worth of game for free 99. Hold up. I see y'all coming on. I see y'all coming on. There he is. Bam. Will it let me? What's up? What's up? What's up? Ronisha, I see you. Jerwin, I see you. Megan, I see you. Judith, what's going on? Antonika, I see you. Sharon, Walisha, Kalani, I see you. Javel, my brother from another mother. What's good? AJ. Man. There he is. Megan, I see you. You know what? I was wrong, bro. What's going on? Antonika, I see you. Sharon, Walisha. Let's see. I was wrong, bro.
Nah, you tell me. Nah, my angle's all messed up.
Well, you're right. All right. Hold up.
Good.
I'm right. I'm good. We lit. What's up, Jaleesa? All the usual suspects are here. What's going on?
The scammers.
AJ, what's good? Sharon, what's happening? Jerwin, all the family is in the building. Walisha, what's going on? Oh, hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Lady King Cash, what's up? Yeah, I know, but come on now. All right. One of these fellas is taken. You feel me? They over there acting up in the comments.
I ain't saying nothing, big fella.
Secretly creating another millionaire. For those who don't know, they talk about the lingo, bro.
Oh, yeah. I got voted the president or the dean of university. So
secretly creating another millionaire. What's up, family? We about to drop the nuggets on you guys. Appreciate you for coming. We're about to go through the painful part. The painful part. The painful part. The part that hurts. The bag we left on the table. And hopefully we can prevent you guys from making the same mistake that I made. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Kingdom Cash, Charles Dyson. All right. Married to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Lady Kingdom Cash, Christina Dyson. Got to give honor where honor is due. Right. The lady boss of the Dyson household. All right.
hey.
And if you don't know, we have 9 beautiful kids. I haven't had a job since April 2013. All right. Unemployable and massively successful. Have done multiple 6 figures. Have had multiple 5-figure months. And the gentleman that you see me here with, my brother from another mother. All right.
Hey.
Mr. King Floyd Fontaine, Mr. 6-figure creator. You understand? I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's going on, everybody? I go by the name King Floyd Fontaine. I am a online entrepreneur of about 5 years, I think 6 years now. I've been able to create a substantial amount of money online, and also been able to teach a lot of individuals how they can actually make money online. I do classify myself as the king of branding. I've heard it many, many times before, so I decided to take a title because there's nobody out there who brand like me. But yeah, man, I've been blessed to spend a lot of money on courses and stuff like that, learning the tools that we're about to teach you guys today. But remember, like, these are things that we missed out on in the beginning. These are things that we didn't do in the beginning, and we lost a lot of money. I can honestly say, single-handedly, I've lost over $100,000 simply from not doing what we're going to show you guys here today. And it hurts, honestly, it hurts, but there's no perfect time to actually go ahead and get started. There's no perfect time to actually go ahead and implement these steps into your into your business. Because these tips will simply help anybody who's starting a brick and mortar business, somebody who's starting a regular online business, a Shopify e-commerce business, or even if you have MLM, like even if you're a part of an organization, these skills that you'll learn today or that you'll learn about today will literally help you scale up to the next level. It'll help you, as we say, pop ranks. It'll help you simply just become a better version of you, a better version of your business, and help you scale up to new levels. Because after I learned these specific traits, I guess you would say, or these skills, it literally took my business from absolutely nothing to like actually the 6-figure mark. It made me cross that threshold, because I was out here trying to sell to everybody. And that was my biggest problem, because you're not supposed to sell to everybody. I hate. So I was out there trying to get the bag. I was out there trying to get it by any means necessary. So I went out there and I spent the money that I did have left to basically learn from everybody out there who was literally making 7 figures in a month. Like, I wanted to make that kind of bag. So missing out on $100,000 and also having to spend another $100,000 on acquiring the information, we're going to give that information in here today to you guys without y'all having to spend $100,000. So stay tuned.
Exactly. And for those of y'all who don't know, Christina and I built Kingdom Cash from nothing, from an idea, and turned it into multiple successful businesses from the mud, literally from a conversation in our kitchen to over 6 figures. And producing multiple 5-figure months. So this subject is extremely powerful for anybody in business, period. And like me and Christina always say, if you have a social media page, you need to be building a brand, period. Branding is the multi-6-figure mistake that we did not, that we made. Not having a brand, not having something to be recognized as, not having something that was identifiable to the marketplace. And, you know, we were just like many people struggling in business, trying to figure it out, trying to actually produce money so we could have that quit your job lifestyle that everybody wants to obtain without, like Floyd was just saying, without having the understanding that we were just throwing crap on the wall and hoping something stuck. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people make the mistake of doing. And so, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to provide the knowledge, the wisdom that we have obtained over the last, 5 to 10 years, and give you guys the game, give you guys the information to prevent you from having to make the same missteps that we made, and get you guys on the right track, right? So what is branding? That's what we're going to start off with. What is branding? When you hear McDonald's, when you hear Oreo, when you hear Coca-Cola, when you hear Apple, when you hear, these products, LG, when you hear Sony, right? When you hear Viacom, when you hear even Love and Hip Hop, when you hear Jay-Z, right? When you hear LeBron James, when you hear Kobe Bryant, when you hear Michael Jordan, I'm just rattling them off. I'm rattling them off, and every single name I just said instantly evoked a thought in your perception towards those entities. That's the power of branding, right? Let me give you an example. Kingdom Cash, for example, right? The moment I knew that my wife and I had been doing things the right way, our credit business, I got a phone call from one of my Facebook friends out the clear blue to my Facebook Messenger, right? And I was out, and he called my phone. He said, Charles, listen, I was paying my car note, and I'm paying way too much. I know I'm paying way too much, and I know I need my credit fixed. And I just walked out the car note place and immediately decided to call you because I know you're the guy to help me with my credit. Now listen to me carefully. I was nowhere around him. I did not message him. I hadn't had a conversation with him in months. But he was paying his car note and immediately thought about Kingdom Cash. That is branding. Branding is when you can make an imprint on somebody's mind to where they haven't seen it, haven't been around it, but yet when they have a certain thought, it brings you to the front of their mind. It's the same reason you can watch a Fridays commercial and see that Jack Daniel's sauce on those ribs, and that food will invoke an emotion. That food, that commercial, right, will invoke an emotion. And you sit on your couch watching TV, but 3-4 days later, you're driving down the street and ride past a Fridays, immediately think about that commercial. What you do? Bang that right into the parking lot and go grab a meal. That is branding. Branding is having recognition, right? It's having that imprint on somebody's mind, okay? It's having, Christina, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, thank you. See, let me tell you something, girl. All right, but anyway, I got to stay focused. Listen, so branding is about desire. It's about trust. It's about originality. It's about making a mental imprint, right? And all those things create raving fans. What is a fan? Fan is short for fanatic, right? A fan is somebody who will go to great lengths to support you. And that's exactly what you can have when you have a brand. And when it's clear, when the messaging is clear, when you have a target audience, when you have clarity in the marketplace, you can separate yourself from what everybody else is doing and be able to hit a target market and be able to produce results over and over and over again because you have established something that's recognizable, right? So that's the best way I can frame what a brand is, right? And you want to make people fall in love with you through that brand, right? Because if I say Kingdom Cash, the people who have been following me for 5+ years, 3+ years, they know what we represent. There's a list. I'm not even going to name it, but there's a list of qualities that people think about when I say Kingdom Cash. It's just known now. It's established, right? So when you're branding correctly, right, it can take your business to higher levels, right, at a very, very fast pace because you have established something recognizable, okay, right? You're creating a perception that makes people want to do what you do and get the results that you get business-wise. When we're talking about product creation, right, or a brand like Oreo, a brand like McDonald's, immediately you saw that black cookie in your mind or that blue wrapper. McDonald's, you saw them golden arches. You thought about those fries, right? You thought about that sauce. You understand me? So those brands are established, right? And creates a perception in your mind, right? With recognition, meaning a logo, something to be known by, right? So there's a reason why you always see me with Kingdom Cash on my hat or Kingdom Cash on my clothes, even down to my name. My name is no longer Charles Dyson. That's not my name. My name is Mr. Kingdom Cash, Charles Dyson. It's constantly being reinforced, right? So it's not even only about you. It's not only about you. It's not even only about your customers. It's about what your customers, what people connected to your customers, what people connected to your followers have to say about you as well. Because what people say about you absolutely contributes to building that strong brand. And I appreciate you, Janet. I appreciate that comment. Like she said, integrity, trustworthy, honest, impeccable business ethics, right? These are, I don't even have to say it. I don't have to name these adjectives. People just know at this point because we've established it, right? So your brand is everything, right? It's everything. And the things that I've spoken about are just the tip of the iceberg, just the tip of the iceberg. And when you have a brand, when you have something that's recognizable, when you have a strong brand, it will churn money. It will churn success, right? When you do it correctly. And it does not have to take years to establish a strong brand. It's going like, we're about to shock you. We're about to shock you. It doesn't have to take years at all. It don't have to take months, weeks. We're going to shock you on this live. So I'm going to pass off to my brother from another mother, to my brother, King Floyd Fontaine. He's going to take it even deeper. All right. He's going to dive in even deeper and get you guys mentally and conceptually to understand what it takes to have a strong brand, what it takes to establish, right, the practical things that go along with establishing a brand. My man, you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm over here sharing sharing a lot.
Let's go.
So I want to basically, like I was saying earlier, I literally lost a lot of money when I didn't know exactly how to, I guess you would say, market my business. You know, I've been in the entrepreneur game for a very, very, very long time. I first started my business. I started my first business at 15, and I was printing T-shirts. So I kind of knew the game of entrepreneurship and being a business owner and stuff like that. And I've seen some success with that. But the only reason why I had seen success with that was because of the people I was doing it for had actually heard about me from other friends and other stuff like that. So it was kind of like that word of mouth marketing that started it off. But after a certain point, it kind of like hit its peak, and then it was just there. Nothing grew, nothing decreased. It was just there, and I really couldn't figure out why. So I thought it was a failing business, so I left that alone, and then I hopped with something else. And then before you know it, I was from 15 to 21. I was really just out there, just trying to figure it out. Just trying to figure it out, like why does a business hit a certain point and it doesn't grow or it doesn't decrease? It just literally sits there. So I wanted to go into some research. So I joined a network marketing company, or MLM company, and like that company was like my life, right? So when I joined the company, I literally took everything about myself and I poured it into this company. So for those of you who don't know, the company is basically closed now, so I can say the name of the company, but it was Wake Up Now, right? So when you go on Facebook, my name was Wake Up Now Floyd Fontaine. My Instagram was Floyd Wake Up Now Fontaine. YouTube was Mr. Wake Up Now. Like everywhere you went, I was literally branding myself with the company instead of branding myself individually, right? So I kept doing that, and I hit the ranks, and I was well known and all this other nonsense, right? And then we got that email that they were closing the doors and they were cutting everybody off, basically. So myself, along with a lot of other entrepreneurs at the time who were basically high in that company, took a hit because one thing we all did was we branded ourselves around that company. So that company was our lifeline. After that company closed the doors, we completely flatlined. It was almost impossible to literally try to make a dollar online because nobody really knew who we was. Like we couldn't say, oh, I'm Floyd Fontaine and I can help you join a business, or I can help you build a business. And like, well, who are you? Like, what have you done? And we really had nothing to show for besides the commission checks. But it's like you can only get so far without building your own brand. So after that, honestly, that literally changed my life forever. When I did that, I was sick to my stomach. It literally knocked me back to rock bottom. I had to move back in with my family and everything because I was devastated. It took me a long time to get over that. And then once I got over it, I was just sitting down like, how can I build myself back up? Like, I don't want to ever have to depend on a company. You know, I don't ever want to have to depend on a company. So I need to make sure that I'm doing something for myself and have that longevity. So I was like, okay, well, let me do some research. Did research, and I found out that you have to build a brand, and not just any kind of brand. It was a personal brand. And I was like, okay, well, I need to find out what this brand is. So when I started to look at it, I realized that there were top brands in the world like Nike, Apple, Coca-Cola. So I was like, okay, well, we're on to something now. So these guys are making billions of dollars. Like they're making billions of dollars. And I'm like, I want to basically get into the arena with these guys. I want to learn how they're doing what they're doing. So after being rock bottom and everything like that, I kind of started to just pick up on little things, right? I did a lot of research on YouTube. I can honestly say I don't believe nobody watched more YouTube videos than me when I first got started. I was literally, from the time I woke up until the time I woke up, I was watching nothing but YouTube videos, basically on how to build a brand, how to be known on social media, how to get people to engage with me. I was just watching video after video after video, taking notes. Right now, I have over like probably 32, anywhere between 32 and 35 different journals, front to back, like literally front to back, front of the page, back of the page, on branding and marketing. So before I could really go out there and try to teach somebody how to build a brand, I had to build one for myself. So I built the brand. I became, King Floyd Fontaine, and I just started to just put my name out there. I started to implement these different branding tactics and tips that I was learning, and it started to work. So my social media started to go up there. I went from I think it was 200 followers on Instagram to 1,000 in like 2 days, and I was like, okay, well, I think I'm onto something. So I kept going. And then I did the same thing on Facebook. I started to build it up. I went from getting 2 and 3 likes to about 20 and 30 likes. And now I'm getting upwards of 100 to 200 likes. And then on live videos, I'll get 1,000 to 2,000 views. And then it's like, once I realized the exact formula that I needed to build a brand, I was like, oh, it's game on. Like, it's game on. So not only did I just take that brand myself and build it, I was like, I got to try it out on somebody else. Like, this just, I got to. I just can't, no, it just doesn't work like that. So after all that testing, I took it and I took my little brother and I built him up a brand, right? I was like, okay, you're young, let's get it, right? So I built his whole brand around being in college, and his brand really just blew up because we named it Life After High School. Because there were so many people out there who were confused about what to do after high school and they don't know what to expect. So we launched that brand, and that brand became big. And my brother just turned 20, and I honestly think he's literally at the happiest he's ever been because of the way we was able to structure the brand and get him to so many people, just want him to come speak to little kids and stuff like that to inspire them. And now he's getting ready to relaunch a YouTube channel to where he could just showcase that. My little sister's like 14, 15 years old. We did the same thing with her. We did the same thing, basically just showing her how she could build her brand at basically in between 13 and 15. We showed her exactly what she needed to know to build a brand. And now my little sister, who's just started high school yesterday or 2 days ago, she's a freshman in high school, and she makes about anywhere between $20,000 and $30,000 a year selling her own paintings. Like, it's crazy. When you think about that, she's making more money than the average person who works a 9-to-5 job. And when that happened, I was just like, okay, well, this is, wait a minute, hold on.
More than the average artist, period.
Right. And I'm saying, like, at 13, 14, 15, she's constantly growing. And to be able to see that, it literally just, I just didn't know what to say. And then yesterday, she had this whole award, and she got nominated for the Youngest Entrepreneur Award or something like that. it was like 200 people who got submitted, 10 got nominated, and yesterday my little sister won Young Entrepreneur, like the Young Entrepreneur Award. Like, if you only understood how excited I was, because I was literally like, she took her little business of painting on canvases and stuff like that to literally scaling it up to now she's able to make $20,000-$30,000 in high school. Like, I'm not even finished putting, you know, all the branding and stuff into her, but just to know that we was able to do that, and now to see her winning awards at the age that she's winning awards at, now there's no turning back from now. Now she can say, "Hi, my name is Devon DeQueer, and I am an award-winning artist." At 14, 15 years old, it's like, whoa, like her tax bracket completely changed after yesterday. Like, I'm about to relaunch her brand simply because of that happening. And I was like, okay, like, these tactics are really working. Like, they really working. And I started to actually, okay, well, let me go out there and try it. So let me switch from the personal brand into the business realm, right? So I go out there and I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead. I put on the suit and tie. I talk to these businesses because at this point I became an expert at Facebook ads and Instagram ads and all these other platforms. I've been able to master those things. And I'm like, okay, I got this. And you put something out there. You tell people, hey, I can show you how you can get leads for $1. I can show you how you can get more signups for less than $20. You know, people are like, wait a minute, you can do what? And then when they actually do it, they implement it, and they actually see the results. That's more exciting to me than any amount of money I could ever make. Is the amount of excitement when somebody get that first sale, or when they pop to the next rank, or when they see increases in their sales for their business. And I wanted to take that from online because I was able to create so many successful students online. I was like, maybe I can do this offline, you know? So I'm like, okay, cool. I go to the local businesses around, and I'm in the suit and tie, and I'm like, listen, can't nobody do what I do. You are, let's say, doctor's office. Went to the doctor's office. I'm like, hey, look, I know you want more clients. I know you get paid anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 per client. And I said 3, 4, 5 clients a month can do your business very, very great things. Now, this is what I'm offering you. You pay me $5,000 a month, and I'm gonna completely rebrand your business, and I'm gonna build it from scratch. I'm gonna build you the best brand foundation you can ever build, and then I'm gonna help you run your ads and everything, and I'm gonna take your business to the next level. I said, but for the first month, only pay me $1,000. After that, then it'll be $5,000. If I don't produce, I'll give you all your money back, right? I did that. First off, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was scared. I was like, man, if I don't produce, I'm gonna like my name on the line, right? Because that's my personal brand. My personal brand is on the line after that. And I'm like, okay, well, cool. Like, maybe, you know what? And I'm like, you know what? That's the wrong mentality to have. Because in order for you to build a successful brand, you need to have the right mindset. You're like, you know what? I'm going to be the greatest, right? So I went into it like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I was able to talk to them, and he was just like, yeah, I don't know. I said, well, okay, cool. I'm going to go to such and such doctor's office up the street because they need help. So I can give it to them, and I can show them the right plan, and I can get them on the first page of Google. So every time somebody search their name or search for doctor's office or rhinoplasty surgeon office in Houston or in Dallas, they'll pop up. So if you don't want the services, I'm pretty sure your competitors will. Then they'd be like, damn. all right, come on, let's sign the contract, right? So I called them in there, and I'm like, you gonna get this work, right? Boom, you cut the check. I get there, and I'm putting in the work, and I'm building their brand. I'm completely revamping it. I'm showing them how they can do coupons and how they can do sweepstakes and giveaways and stuff. Like, I had to teach these people how they can do that, build their own social media team, because look, the money is cool, but if I can teach you how to do it yourself, that's knowledge is something that somebody can't take from you. So if you just pay somebody to do it and pay somebody to pay, if you learn if you learn how to build a brand one time, look, I've been able to create 13 different brands personally, like for myself. 13 different brands myself, not including 176 different brands I've been able to show other people how to build, right? So being able to do that, I was like, okay, well, now I got a system. Now. So I went around and I started to get businesses to opt into the company and showing them how they could do it. And that's on it. Now I got it to where, cool. It's on a retainer now, but I'm like, it's cool for me to have this knowledge. How can I teach people this? Because when I look at it, there's nobody really teaching people how to brand. There's nobody teaching people how to build I'm talking about they tell you, oh, get on social media and run ads, right? I done burned through some money on ads. When Facebook ads first came out, oh my God, I lost a lot of money because I was trying to figure out how it worked. And then everybody else was trying to figure out how it worked. So nobody had training on it. Nobody had no type of courses or nothing. So I was like, well, maybe, yeah, let me go ahead and try to study it. So I studied it. And then I came up with a system. I started teaching Facebook ads. And I started teaching Instagram ads. And then I just started to teach more and more people things. And they were just like, okay, I'm starting to see results. I'm starting to see results. To have your student hit their first $1,000 day, their first $1,000 day with something that they built from nothing, by far the greatest feeling in the world. I don't care what nobody say. Having a student that you taught something and they actually implement it and it works, oh man, look, that's better than a drink, right? Like that's like a natural high just to instantly see somebody else being excited, instantly just changing somebody else's life. So that's what I dedicated my life to, was teaching people how they could build a brand and how they can literally manage social media and scale it up to new heights to where they literally don't have to work. Look, I'm 24 years old, and I can't even tell you the last time I filled out an application or even worked a job. And it's simply because I decided to build a brand. I didn't put all of my eggs into the basket of a MLM company and be like, my name is Wake Up Now Floyd Fontaine or XYZ Floyd. I didn't do it like that. I decided to, you know what, just take my personal brand, because let's say if I joined the company today and that company closed down, I can take my brand from that company and I can go to another company and I can scale up in that company, because people know me for my brand, not for that company. So that's what I want to basically show people how to do, is basically take your name, create a brand, or not even your name. You can take your name. You can, like, I have Six Figure University. So I teach everything I need to teach through Six Figure University. And Charles got Kingdom Cash. And everything he teaches go through Kingdom Cash, right? So we have our own personal brands, because my personal brand is simply Celebrate La Vie, means celebrating life, because not too many people just know how to just celebrate, just be excited that you woke up this morning, right? So that's what my personal brand is about, celebrating life. But when it comes down to Six Figure University, I'm trying to teach people how to build brands and just make money from it. This is how powerful a brand is. You can build a brand from nothing in little to no time, right? Let's just say it takes you 90 days, right? Just pushing it. It takes you 90 days to build a brand and actually start getting that brand to make money. I see your brand, I'm like, damn, I know what I could do for that brand. And then I call you, or I hit you up on Facebook or on Instagram, and I'm like, I would like to buy your business. Can I buy your business? Well, how much are you? I would pay you $10,000 for your business. It happens. And I'm living proof to know that it happens. Look at stuff like Vitamin Water. Look at the companies today. These people take their time. They build these companies. Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna stop. Hey, you are speaking. Go ahead and say it.
Just recently, I don't know if y'all follow, or everybody knows who 50 Cent is. He just mentioned Vitamin Water. That's what brought it to the front of my mind. 50 Cent for a few months kept posting a hashtag, get the strap. Get the strap. Simple hashtag, right? And for those who don't know, 50 Cent is one of the executive producers of Power, the show Power. And he also acts on the show. But his marketing mind is so brilliant. A simple hashtag.
The theme song of Power got nominated for an award, and it's his song.
And it's his song. Branding. But anyway, my point is the hashtag get the strap, Viacom just bought it for $1 million. He built something from nothing and sold a catchphrase for $1 million. I want you guys to get this. I need you to understand this. It's a concept. You're taking a concept and making it profitable, a thought, and turning it into physical cash. That's what a brand can do.
That's all it is. It's literally taking an idea, setting the right foundation, because there's things about building a brand that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that to build a brand, it takes you to build a foundation, right? You have to have a foundation. And when I speak about foundations, it's like when I build brands, there are certain things that I look for, or there are certain things that I have to make sure that are in place. What I like to tell people is that, first off, you want to follow laws. This is something that I'm going to say 85 to 90% of businesses now don't follow. They don't know exactly how to implement the laws of the world, right? There's laws in the Bible, there's laws in nature, there's laws in science. No matter where you go, there's always laws, right? So when you think about laws, the first one I think about when it comes down to building a brand, and you can write this one down if you want to. The first one I think about is literally the law of planning, right? Planning, like literally to make a plan. And in the Bible, it says the plan of the diligent leads to profits. That's just about as simple as it gets. Like, that's about as simple as it gets. So the law of planning is simply just to plan. You have to write down a plan. You have to know where you're going. It's like getting in the car and telling your GPS, just turn on. We're just going to drive.
Right.
That's cool. Sometimes, yeah, like, Jesus, take the wheel, right? Like, sometimes that's cool.
Plan out everything.
Bro, I got
everything.
I'm telling you, I got notebooks full of plans. You just got to plan it. And then this is another thing. I want to make sure I say this. You can't just take a plan and keep it in your head. There's a complete difference in having a plan in your head and actually having a plan written down on paper. Seeing it is completely different than actually having it in your head. I'm going to be honest with you. There's times when I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, damn, I got a lot of stuff I got to do. I'm like, you know what? Let me write it down. And then I write it down, it'd be 5 things. I'm like, why the hell did it seem like I had a whole thing? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But I'm telling you, it works, right? So you want to make sure that you have a legit plan. You want to know exactly where you're going. You want to know exactly how much money you want to make. You know, you want to know every detail, no matter how long it takes. No matter how long it takes, you need to sit down and write down a plan of attack in general. Just write down your plan in general. What you want to do, where you want to go, how you want to get there, right? And then in the midst of planning, these two kind of go hand in hand, is basically the law of vision. So you want to have a vision, right? Strategic planning in any company begins with a vision.
That's right.
That's the definition of the law of vision, right? If you want to go anywhere, you have to have a plan and you got to have the vision. If you don't have the vision, that's kind of like driving a car blind. You really don't know where you're going or what you're doing. You just drive it. So in order to basically get to where you want to be, you know, I sit down in the morning when I first wake up and I listen to something motivational. When you first wake up, even if you're still working your 9-to-5 job right now, when you get up in the morning, you get the kids together and stuff like that. When you're in the car on your way to work, listen to something powerful, something that's going to really stimulate your brain, something that's going to push you, right? I listen to Tony Robbins, E.T., you know, I listen to so many, Les Brown, I listen to all these people in the morning because that's when you retain a lot of that knowledge, right? So I just be listening, I be getting hyped. After that, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, let's go hit the gym. And I'm in the gym, I'm listening to something motivational, something powerful, something that's going to change my mindset, because your mindset is everything, right? So you got to make sure you are basically taking everything, you soaking it all in the morning time. If you're not a morning person, you have to become a morning person. I'm wanting to tell you, I'm a night owl. I will not wake up early. I hated waking up early in the morning.
Straight
to
up.
school, like for real. So it's something that you have to literally make that decision to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wake up early. And when you wake up early, you feel so much better. I tell a lot of students, like, waking up in the morning, you can get a lot more done than staying up late at night. Your energy in the morning is completely different than your energy at night. So if you wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, from 5 o'clock up until like, I'll say 9, you can get a lot more done in that time than you will from 9 o'clock at night to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Because at the end of the day, you're drained, you're not motivated, the sun is not out. Sometimes you just gotta get up in the morning and get it done. And the last one is literally something that everybody know about. It's in the Bible, it's in science, it's in nature. That's simply the law of gravity, right? Now you might be like, what the hell does the law of gravity have to do with building a brand? When you build anything, you have to have a foundation. When you build a house, you need to have a foundation. In order for the car to be built, it has to have a strong foundation. If not, it can literally crumble. I know a lot of y'all see some of them cars when they extend them, they make them into limos, like and stuff like that. Before there was the right way to do it, people were just chopping cars and just putting metal beams. And when they go over a speed bump, the whole car go like that, right? Because the foundation of that car, that limo, wasn't strong. Everything you look at, everything you touch, everything you put your hands on has some type of foundation, right? There's a reason why the chair you're sitting in right now is not falling, it's not breaking, because of the foundation that it was built on, right? Now, if you think about it, think about the things that don't have a foundation. There are studies show where people try to build buildings with weak foundations. Now, I used to tell people that when you think about building a building, right? Let's just say your brand is a building, right? All that hard work, all that dedication, and all that blood, sweat, and tears that you're going through, or that you were going through, was literally you digging deeper into the ground, right? Because the higher you want to build a building, the deeper you got to dig in the ground. So the more, and I'm talking about the all that hurt and all that pain that you're going through, or that you were going through in your life, was literally you just digging the ditch. You were digging that foundation for what you're about to do, for that brand that you're about to build, right? So for years, you might be one of those people who's had a business for years. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5, 10 years. And you just feel like, I just can't, like, what is it? Like, I'm missing something. It's not that you were missing something. It was that you were building that foundation, right? But now it's coming to a point where you have to lay down the concrete. But right before you can lay down the concrete, there's still something that you got to do. And that's the knowledge that you're going to get about building your brand. That's the knowledge you're getting right now about building your brand, right? So you're digging deep right now. You're building everything you need. And now it's time for you to go ahead and build that foundation. Because you've dug so far down to the point to where now it's time for you to literally go ahead and take it to the next level. So now it's time for us to lay the foundation down. And the foundation is literally consists of 5 things, right? Because once you set the foundation, you can build up as high as you want to go. Because you already basically dug down as far as you can. You've built all that all that hard work that you put in. Your brain is going to sit on that hard work. Your brain is going to sit on all that hard work and all that pain you've been through. So now it's time to build up. So now we're going to go ahead and start on the concrete. The concrete is the foundation of what you need. And those are the 5 things. So once you build the foundation that we're going to talk about those 5 things. But once you build those 5 things and your brand starts to grow, you soak in more social media advertising or something like that, your brand grow. You do more giveaways and you do more coupons, and you just basically scale up your brand by the word of mouth marketing. Your brand grows and it keeps growing. Before you know it, you're making $1,000, $500 a day. I know $200 a day would change some people's lives. Yep. Your brand can literally do that. Your brand can do that in the little as, like, I'm telling you, I've built brands in literally 3 days, 5 days, and they be making money on the 6th day, on the 7th day. It's everybody is not that fortunate, but I'm going to give you the same exact tools you need to do exactly what I've done, what Charles has done, what a lot of our students have done. I'm going to give you those 5 things that we did, and it literally changed the whole course of our brands. Like any brand, I literally have a notebook a binder that I put these 5 things down on a binder. And every time I think of a brand idea, I go through those 5 steps. And when I go through those 5 steps, the brand launch would be something crazy. Every time, it never fails. Then I went back and I'm like, hold on, if this worked for me, let me see if Coke, Pepsi, Apple, let me see if they've done it before. I go back, I do my research. I'm looking at old ads. I'm talking about Apple when they first came out with a commercial, and Coke. Like, I want to see the first Coke commercials and the first Coke ads. Like, I went that far back. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to see, okay, so yeah, now it's a trend. Now I'm starting to see them in these big companies. So I'm like, if these big time companies who are making billions of dollars, if they're doing it, I need to go ahead and do it. What? Go ahead.
And that's the thing, like, these brands that he's mentioning, there's a reason why these are the strongest brands in the world. These companies are 100 years old. Here's the thing that you guys need to understand. The research that Floyd is talking about that he did was to gain the formula to copy what they did to get the results,
Right.
the type of results that they got. But I want you to think about
Right.
this. Do you have $1 billion worth of money to throw at marketing research? Nobody on this live has that much money to throw at marketing research, but McDonald's does, Coca-Cola does, Apple does. And these are companies who spend billions of dollars on research on how to be a successful brand. So I need you guys to understand how powerful this is. I need you to understand, because this knowledge right here is what literally, like he just said, he's built brands in 5 days, in 6 days that have become profitable like that. I'm talking about taking concepts and actually making them profitable. So like he's talking about Coca-Cola, 100-year-plus old company. JP Morgan Chase, 100-plus-year-old company, right? McDonald's, 100-plus-year-old company. Oreo, 100-plus-year. Nabisco. I can, like, all these things are probably in your kitchen right now. Go look. Kellogg's. Go look in your what they call that thing? Your cupboard, your pantry, where your food is. Campbell's Soup. These are billion-dollar brands. It's in it, right? It's in your closet. It's in your cupboard, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your pantry. It's in your kitchen, in your cabinet, whatever term you want to use. But my point is this. That's a money alert. My point is this. Hey, now. But my point is this. You could build a brand out of thin air that can take your life to another level. Like he said earlier, I don't want y'all to miss this. Skill sets are things that nobody can take away from you. Nobody can take away from you. Right? Christina, let's not sleep now. Lady Kingdom Cash, Christina Dyson, built brands for other people out of a 10-minute conversation.
Right.
I'm talking about developing the skills to sit down with somebody and give them a whole concept. I got my man, 100 grand from back home called me. Yo, Charles, I got this idea. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Well, tell me what the idea is. He rapped to me for 5 minutes. I just listened and took notes. After he stopped talking, in 10 minutes, I laid his whole 5-year plan out to build him up to $1 million. To build him up to $1 million in 10 minutes. Gave him from start to finish what he needs to do. Right? Christina, she's on the comment section. She said she did it for 7 people already.
And it's so easy once you get the blueprint. Like, you can literally do it over and over and over again. Like, just repeatedly. Like, there's so many. If you got kids, you can literally start a brand for your kids. Like, you can start. If y'all only knew how simple it is. You know, okay, cool. It's cool. You start a company, fine. But now your company has to grow. I couldn't figure out why my companies couldn't grow. I was like, what the? Why? Like, it was nerve-wracking. Like, they get to a certain point, and I'm like, okay, well, now what? Like, what? I've been trying to talk to more people. Nothing would work. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And it was like, I wasn't doing these 5 simple steps. It was 5 steps. So I'm going to tell you first. The first step is defining your brand, right? You need to define your brand, and that goes along with the law of planning and also the law of vision. You need to know exactly what your brand stands for. You need to come up with some type of mission statement for your brand, right? You need to come up with a mission statement for your brand. If you cannot describe your brand in 2 sentences, you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to define your brand in the simplest way possible. If you're in an elevator and somebody says, oh, what do you do? Oh, my name is King Floyd Fontaine. I actually build brands for a living. Or I help entrepreneurs build online brands. Or like, I have so many. It depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm overly excited, it's going down.
Same thing.
Well, actually, I help young entrepreneurs. But look, man, don't get me started.
Right.
I help young entrepreneurs and business owners build brands online. What do you do for a living? Oh, well, actually, I just started a clothing line. You don't say.
You don't say.
Let's talk. Like, like, man, look, you're building a brand. I'm telling you, it's by far one of the most lucrative things you could do for your business, but you have to be able to define it. If somebody asks you, well, what do you do? Like, what does your brand stand for? Well, you know, from like 6 years ago, I had decided to do this one thing, and then I was really unsure about really doing it. And then when I finally did it, it kind of worked. And then when it did work, I was like, maybe I can make this into a business. So really, in all actuality, like now I just do nails. Like, what the? You said all that to say that you do nails? Like, man, if you don't get the hell out of here, like you gotta make, like, look, I'm a nail technician who decided to do high top designs on women's nails across the world. Like, there's a difference in what you say. It's like we was talking about this earlier. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you can literally define your brand, 1 or 2 sentences, look, it can literally scale your business. So in order to build a successful brand, the first thing you need to do is build a brand. Like, you need to build your motto. You need to build your message. You need to know exactly. You need to define your brand. That's step number 1, defining your brand, right? The next one is brand identity. So your brand identity is like kind of like the personality for your brand, right? So you need to have a brand identity. Like when somebody says your brand, you automatically know what they're talking about. When somebody says Apple, iPhone is instantly what comes to mind. Like their idea. When you say, hey, you like Apple products, the Apple logo pops up in my head because it's different. It's literally that Apple with a bite out of it. Like it's really, 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 really that simple. When you say stuff like sub niche brands, right? So we'll say Kellogg's. Kellogg's is a brand. But when you say something like Frosted Flakes, what comes to mind? Great, right? It's the damn Tony the Tiger. Like,
right.
That's literally, it's literally the identity of their brand. Like, you have to think about it. When you think of Coke, what do you think about? The red can or what the white whiting on it? And then you look at it like, okay, well, the way the logo looks and stuff like that, you automatically think about these things when it comes to Coke. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how simple it is to identify your brand. You just have to be able to identify. If somebody see it, if you're driving down, if you're on the freeway and somebody looks at a billboard, you want them to automatically know, oh, that's Apple. That's how brand identity works. You want to make sure, like, no matter what I'm doing, I could be on Facebook, I could be on a tablet, and I'm just scrolling, right? I'm just scrolling. When I see that K and that heart, or I see that box, I automatically know that was Charles. I know the Kingdom Cast logo without even having to, what the hell was that? Let me go back. I automatically know. I don't have to, when I see the t-shirt, I automatically know. My boy Lorenzo Hoffman, when I see the crown with the LW, let's work. I automatically know. My boy Sus Villano, when I see the L and the 8, look, these are things that I see. These are things that I see. I'm talking about my boys. These are the people who we build brands together. When you see Paris Simmons and you see Retired in 365, or you see a Top 5 lifestyle, like these are like, oh my God. When you yeah, like everywhere I go, my boys are building brands and their brand identity is crazy. It's crazy. Everywhere I look, you know, you got CJ Jones, right? CJ the Credit Fixer. He's been able to build that company from literally nothing, absolutely nothing, to a 6-figure business in no time. In no time. Because he was like, anytime somebody says something about credit, like we all do credit. If I don't want to do it, hey, yo, let me see you to somebody who specializes in that real quick. Like, let me go ahead. I ain't got time for it. That's the first person that comes on. CJ the Credit Fixer. Cool. I can put you on that. Right? Oh, you wanna do what? You wanna? Oh, yeah. Let me show you. Kingdom Cash. Let me show you this link real quick. Right? It's like when you build a network of people who do all kinds of things, and their brand identity is something. It's so easy to, like, when I see his logo, I automatically know what it means. When people see my logo, they automatically know. 6-Figure University already know. When we see Paris logo, it's like we're basically mimicking what the greats have already done. Why try to reinvent the wheel? there's no point in trying to there's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I tell people all the time, I guess you could say the people who sit at the round table with myself, like, we all sit at the table. We don't try to reinvent the wheel. We just take the wheel and put rims on it. That's it. We just give it our own taste and make it into something that's completely unheard of. They be like, if you don't look at some of the projects that we launch and be like, what the? That means we ain't doing it right.
You do it right.
I need you to be like, yeah. I need you to be scratching your head like, how the hell did they do it? Yeah. I need that look every time. If not, I need to go back to the drawing board. Right? So that's the identity that we have. Like, everybody know me as King Floyd Fontaine. That's the identity, the beard and stuff like that. That's automatically who I am. That's my personal brand identity. And you have to have a great brand identity in order to build a successful brand foundation. You look at these brands now. Look at Coca-Cola, Apple. Like, one of them that's by far one of the best ones I've ever seen was Amazon. How Amazon was able to literally create a brand from. I remember when Amazon first came out.
Ugliest website on the planet.
Oh my God. It was worse than eBay, no?
Right.
Like, it was worse than. And I was just like, yo, this is, how do you find stuff on here? And then it got better, it got better, it got better. And now Amazon literally is by far the biggest online e-commerce company ever. Like, they're literally, like,
Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world right now.
He's the richest man in the world now because of Amazon. And Amazon is not a 100-year-old company. So that also should give you hope that you can literally create a brand out of nothing and literally make billions of dollars. Understand, Amazon ain't been around 100 years. They ain't been around 75 years. Like, that's a new company. That's a new company, and now Amazon is killing things.
The internet only been around 25 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
and Amazon is an internet company.
Imagine
like,
building something. Just imagine building something that's legacy. You can pass it off to your, like, that's what it's about. It's about getting to that legacy money.
Yeah. Yeah, that money is completely different than any other kind of money.
Straight
that today money ain't nothing like legacy money. Like another one, you know. So, like that Amazon shit, man. Like, put it like this. Let me show you the part that killed me. Amazon is the biggest online e-commerce company, right? And they don't even have products.
They don't have. Think about everything right now.
That made me so mad.
Uber
is the biggest online. I mean, it's the biggest transportation company in the goddamn States,
and don't own nothing.
And they ain't got one vehicle. They don't own not one vehicle, bro.
Airbnb.
And I'm just like, the biggest. What was like the biggest? Damn, I forgot what Airbnb is, but it's the biggest of its kind. And they don't own no property.
No property.
None. Amazon, Airbnb is $1 billion company now, I believe. It's scratching the surface of it. They don't own not one property. So that goes to show you how you don't even have to own the product. You don't have to own the product. You just creating the gateway. Like, people, let me make this clear. People like to, excuse my French, they like to shit on the middleman. But the middleman be racking up. You can live off the middleman.
The middleman make the world go round.
Jeff Bezos is $1 billion middleman.
Right. $1 billion.
Yo, when I thought about that, he's $1 billion middleman. Airbnb is $1 billion middleman. So you ain't gotta have the freshest idea from under the sun. You ain't gotta be the world's greatest. You ain't gotta go buy properties. You ain't gotta go buy vehicles. You just become the gateway. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Here you go. Nice to meet you. Bye. That's it. Just look, give me when y'all join hands, go ahead, drop my change. That's okay, cool. Put that in my pocket. On to the next. That's all you have to do. You just got to be the gateway for people. You don't really have to start it from the bottom. The only thing you have to start from the bottom is literally these 5 simple steps. The first one is define your brand. Define your brand. Know exactly exactly what it is that you're trying to do. You need to be able to describe your brand in 2 sentences, maybe 3. You don't want to make it a paragraph or a short novel about what it is. You just simply just tell somebody and just keep it moving. Your brand identity, you want to make sure that people can identify your brand from anywhere. You know, there's places you can go to get logos. There's places you can go to everywhere. There's somewhere for you to get something done. Always, right? So you want to basically do that. The next one is literally brand relevancy, right? Brand relevancy is number 3, and it's by far one of the most important ones because so many people get it confused. And they're like, well, what do you mean by brand relevancy, right? So there's a thing that we do with our brands when we simply take stuff that's going on in today's world, right? And we take what's going on in today's world and we basically make it connect. We make it connect to where, let's just say, I'm going to be honest with you, building a brand is something that's not talked about. That's why so many people fail in business. That's why so many businesses fail within the first 2 years, because they don't build a brand. They just build a business and think that the business is going to churn. Building a brand and building a business is 2 different things.
2 different things.
2 different things. But they help each other. And that's why I wasn't able to go past that certain peak, because I didn't have a brand. When I basically connected the brand with the business, it blew up, right? So you want to make sure that you literally have brand relevancy and connect things that are going on in today's world. Since talking about brands and building brands is boring, you want to find something that's going to connect with your brand. So when I was talking about building a brand, when I was talking on my blog, I also shot a video about how Kylie Jenner she's about to reach $1 billion with her makeup line. $1 billion. And she was able to do that, give or take, from building her brand. The family, everybody be talking about the Kardashians and all of that stuff. Their whole family was built off of shit that was going on in the world. Their brand, they created personal brands for themselves. They made noise, right?
And under 90 days.
You need to realize. Yeah, you need to learn that making noise the right way can really, really help your brand. It stays relevant. So things. Go ahead.
And here's the thing: I need the internet marketers listening right now. The internet marketers listening right now. This is massively important for you guys, right? Because having an identity is priceless. Having something that separates you from the flock is priceless. Right. Because now you separated yourself from everybody else. What makes you different? What makes somebody want to link with you rather than somebody else? I can't even identify or quantify how valuable having an identity has made my wife and I over the last 6+ years. Everything changed. Like Floyd was saying, right? When we first started this industry, there was a level we could get to and couldn't break that ceiling. Couldn't break through. Because we just signed up for some project without having a launch, without having a brand to separate myself from the flock. So I'm less like everybody else. But when you separate yourself, have a clear identity, and on top of that, you have value you can offer that nobody else can get anywhere else. Now you have an identity. Now you can make noise. And you have skill sets that can elevate you. My bad, bro.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. That's what it's all about. So you want to make sure that you're connecting things that are relevant. If I would have told people that building a brand, it's serious. A lot of people are like, oh, cool, I might get a few people. I might get but when I tell you building a brand like Kylie Jenner can make you $868 million, then that's a different game. That's a different ball game. If you go on YouTube right now, you type in Kylie Jenner, soon to be billionaire or something like that, go look at how many views she got, how many views those videos got from simply just talking about how much money, just simply talking about Kylie Jenner and how she was able to build a brand and stuff like that. So I was able to use that to basically coincide with the importance of building a brand. You build a brand and you can potentially make $1 billion, right? So just find things that are relevant in your niche You know, find things that people are doing. Talk about people who are popping these ranks in these record times. Talk about how, you know, find viral videos. You know, I have a couple of students who are nail techs and stuff like that. Find them pictures of crazy nails, or the lady with the long nails. Like, talk about that and get people talking. You gotta find things that are basically relevant in your niche that's going on in the world, because a lot of people don't think what you're talking about is important. So you have to make it important by basically connecting or finding something that they're interested in and making it coincide with your brand. So brand relevancy will be number 3. The next thing will be brand leverage, right? And a lot of people don't understand what brand leverage is. And it's simply using other leaders in your industry or in your niche to help your brand get noticed and help you to get recognized, right? So, for example, like we're doing this live. Charles has a fan base of his own. I have a fan base of my own. And the friends that we have within our circle have fan bases of their own, right? So I have fans on this live who are watching who's going to know who Charles is. They're going to know what Kingdom Cash is. And they're going to go add him as a friend. And now he's going to have new customers and new clients and new eyeballs on whatever it is that he's doing, right? And that's the same thing vice versa. So when we decide to do this, then we get on there, and then we get on another platform, and it could be 3 of us. And then we hit up somebody like Tai Lopez, like, hey, look, we're talking about social media. Hop on with us and let's talk. So now when Tai Lopez get on with us, he's gonna bring 30, 40,000 people on his live, and they're gonna see the 3 of us talking about the importance of marketing, and we're throwing jabs in there about branding as well, because you need to build a brand in order to be able to market. Now his fans are gonna become our fans, and now before you know it, we got a whole circle. Now, your fan base is continuously growing. So you want to find other people. And it's not just like, I'm not going to say I'm going to pick up the phone, hey, Ty, hop on a live with me. You know, sometimes you literally have to work your way up. You call your homegirl. Girl, look, let's hop on a live. Let's talk about this and that. You know, hey, homie, let's hop on a live and talk about these beards one time. You know, like, it doesn't matter. You're always connecting with new people. That's kind of another way of talking about brand leverage. Go out there and talk to new people. Go out there and connect with people who are literally on a different level, right? Talk to people who have equal or greater value of a brand than you have. You don't want to talk to somebody who is lower, because that it really is not beneficial. The best thing to do is make sure that you're doing income producing activities. That's what I preach about. That's right. You want to do things, income activities. And that's something that my best friend Jermaine Taylor was telling me. He was like, Floyd, always make sure you're doing income producing activities. If you're not doing something that's going to make you money, you don't need to be doing it. Right. Damn. All right, cool. Right. And he holds me accountable to that. Like, what are you doing today? Like, sometimes he just come out of the blue. What are you doing today? I don't want to hear that. What you mean? Right. Come on. You need to make sure you're making money. We need to be hitting 10 grand a day. That's right. 10 grand a day. If you're not hitting 10 grand, you ain't making no money. And that's what you tell me. Can we pause right there? Yeah, go ahead.
Pause right there. He said 10K a day, right? And these are our real goals, right? 100. Yeah. Really, for real, 100K a day is the goal for the squad right now. The whole squad. I need that. 100K a day is the goal for the whole squad. But this is normal. This is normal talk for us. See, you gotta elevate what you believe is possible and get around people, like he was just saying, who have these type of concepts, so you can actually put yourself in that conversation, put yourself in that stratosphere, in that mindset, in that reality in your mind, so you can manifest that, right? And the crossover branding that he's talking about, everybody conceptually knows all about that. You've heard a song with your favorite artist, with an artist you've never heard of before. And then when you heard that song, you start looking up, yo, that was pretty dope. Who was that? And then you go search what kind of music that person had. That's the concept. That's the concept. You bridge and merge with people who are, like he said, on your level or greater, and now you cross-brand it. Everybody understands that conceptually. When your favorite player, you know why the league, talking about sports, you know why leagues encourage trades to take place? Cross branding.
Yeah.
When LeBron leaves Cleveland and goes to Miami, guess where all his fans go? To Miami. Now
I'm one of them.
When LeBron leaves Cleveland and goes over to LA, guess what? It helps the league. It helps the league.
Yep. I'm a fan of greatness, man.
Exactly. Yo,
great. So
that's another really golden nugget. Look at your industry, no matter what it is, online, offline, and whoever the greats are, that's who you copy. That's who you emulate. That, like he said, he studied the greats. I did the exact same thing. Me and Christina did the exact same thing. And we model our brands after what is already producing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And to go off of that, to give you an example, like LeBron James. LeBron James collabed with Sprite, and they came out with the LeBron James Sprite. Beyonce is another one. She came out, she partnered with L'Oreal, and now L'Oreal is popping. There are so many different brands. My biggest, I guess you could say, motivator or mentor is P. Diddy, right? I watched him for years. I literally studied him to the point to where everything Diddy did in his younger days, I did the same exact thing, from the paper route and like everything, the music, the record label. I did everything, and I'm just like, I'm studying this too hard. But he's always been somebody who's inspired me. And then January of this year, Diddy, well, not this year, but Diddy did the Aqua Hydrate water. Him and Mark Wahlberg launched the water, and then he partnered with Ciroc and did the same thing with Ciroc. But January this year, I partnered with a liquor company. I got my own liquor, and then I partnered with a water company, and I got my own water. So it was like I was literally mimicking the greats. Why try to reinvent the wheel? I'm not trying to look. The next thing is a sports drink, and then after that, we go into something else.
I swear, I was the happiest person in the world when Floyd told me that. You gotta be associated with greatness. Everybody in your clique has to be leveling up.
Yeah.
Because guess what? That's a win for me too. That's a win for Paris too. That's a win for Zoe too. That's a win for CJ too. When you are surrounded with greatness and everybody's chasing greatness, you have no choice but to be great.
Yeah.
So here's another nugget for the internet people. If you're not surrounding yourself, who you join matters. Don't let nobody tell you. Who you get started with matters. I don't care what nobody say. Who you associate yourself with, who you brand with matters.
Mm-hmm.
A branding is as simple as what we posted to get you here. A picture, being associated with somebody in a photo is a part of branding.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah, you got to realize that it can literally happen overnight. When another brand collaboration, let's say something on a small scale, it's like Drake and the Shiggy Challenge. Shiggy was I was following Shiggy on Instagram way before he blew up. Like when he was popping, like I would laugh at Shiggy like, this nigga always spitting, like he always spitting. And then it was crazy. He took something. And because he had a brand built up himself, he simply took his brand, did a dance to it, and then showcased it to the 500,000 followers he had. When he did that, it went viral. Right? It went viral. And Drake was like, man, who is this dude? Like, okay. So now Drake called him and was like, yo, I need you in the music video. So now all the people who were a fan of Shiggy is now, if they wasn't before, a fan of Drake. But now, a lot of people who was fans of Drake's is now a fan of Shiggy. Shiggy went from 500. Yeah, he went from 500,000 followers. I think he got like 5.3 million now in the course of like 30 days.
Like that.
I watched the interview. He was like, it literally went ham in like 26, 27 days. Like random, 27 days. He's like, people still tag me in the videos today that they're doing, which means it's still popping. Now he's like, I'm going to just do music. I'm going to do this. Because once your brand gets hot, you can take it wherever you want to go.
Capitalize.
You can take it on. You can milk it dry. So now he gonna do music. He gonna really he's gonna do a YouTube TV show and stuff like. He gonna do so much stuff because of that one simple thing, and that was literally done from leveraging. He built his brand, and then he leveraged something that Drake did, and now he even higher leveraged it, and Drake leveraged it to basically connect the dots. So you need to make sure that you're finding people that you're hanging around that you can literally leverage each other, and it's not using each other because you're both winning from it. You have to realize that every time you do something, always make sure that you're trying to benefit everybody. Don't be greedy. Don't be selfish. You need to benefit both parties or every party in order to keep elevating.
That's right.
You got to make sure that everybody is benefiting. Don't be greedy. Like one of the strategies that I'll teach you guys is literally when I'm reaching out to Instagram influencers or Facebook influencers who have 2, 3, 4 million subscribers or followers on their page. If I am doing something for a clothing launch or something like that, I will literally inbox them. Hey, I love what you're doing. I love what you got going on. Your page is phenomenal. I would love to send you some free clothes, right? So if I take some Fleur Fontaine or some Celebrate La Vie shirts or something like that, I want to send it to them. I'm like, hey, look, whenever you wear them, just tag me in it. I don't want anything from it, right? So you basically just tell them how much you love their stuff first, and all of the other stuff, like you just blow them up, hype them up. And after you hype them up, you simply just, hey, can I send you some free stuff? So you're not asking them for nothing. Let me see, what's your P.O. box? And you send them like 3 or 4, 5 killer shirts, or 3 killer hats, or swimsuits, whatever it is, whatever your product is, don't be afraid to send it out for free. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to get it. You never know that day could come for you where you send some. You could send Nicki Minaj something for free to her team, and her team get it, and it be something that she'd be like, oh my God, this is nice. And you got your at such and such on Instagram. And then they go in there, shout out to such and such who got this and that, who sent me this and that. They're like, oh, you got that from, okay, cool. And now your followers start going up, right? Your followers, now people want to start buying it from you. And your link is in the description, and they start buying it, your sales go up. That's all it takes. That's all. That's like the FUBU story. Old boy was standing outside. He was showing LL Cool J FUBU over and over and over again. He was giving them free stuff on his way. Like every time LL was trying to walk to the studio, hey, here you go. You want some free FUBU? And he just kept giving it to him. LL Cool J wore FUBU in a music video, and FUBU blew up. Now Daymond John is one of the richest fashion icons in the world.
In the world.
All because he kept at it. He kept at it. He gave away free products. So don't be afraid to give away free product. Of course, you might take a loss, but think about that loss versus what you might gain. Now, make sure when you're giving stuff away, you're giving it away and it's beneficial. Make sure it's somebody who can literally really change the aspect or the vision of your brand instead of just giving it away to everybody and their mother, right? So you make sure that you can leverage with somebody who's really going to be able to help. And number 5 out of all of them is literally the social media strategy. That is by far what takes the brand foundation to the next level. Having the right brand strategy for social media is what's going to put the rest of the money in your pocket.
There you go.
That's what it's going to take. You need to know exactly what platform you're going to be on. You need to know exactly how you're going to run traffic, if you're going to run ads and stuff like that. You need to know exactly what it is that you're going to do. Some people have, go ahead.
He said something real key, y'all. He said something real key. And budget, a budget. Fellas, ladies, right? How are you in business and you don't want to advertise? Business and advertising go hand in hand, okay? I don't care if your marketing budget is $100 a month. You have to have something going towards building your business. Because if you don't have a marketing budget, I'm sorry if nobody ever told you this, you're not in business. You're not in business, right? And that's so critical. I was the guy who said, "Oh no, I can do it for free. I don't need to invest no money." Right? That was me. Arrogant as a mug. That was me. Right? That was Christina. That was us. But listen, I'm telling you, let me tell y'all a quick story. I one of the first trainings, one of the first times I ever purchased anything, right? I bought a training, right? But would advertise a show Power or a movie they saw for free. Exactly, Christine. Exactly, babe. But listen, check this out. All right. All right, so check this out. Me and Christina spent, I think it was like $300 on the training. I did the training. Now, I had already been honing my skills. I already knew product creation. I already knew platform strategies and how to position myself in the market and how to put together websites, funnel. I knew that stuff. So I had a foundation. But I just added my knowledge. Somebody sparked an idea. I spent $300 to spark an idea. I executed, and I had an ad budget of $35. $35. My first ad campaign brought me back between $30,000 and $40,000 in a 21-day period.
Yeah.
In a 21-day period. Over 90 million people have seen my face because of $35. I need you guys to understand.
And the crazy part about that, I seen that ad before I even knew who you was. I seen it and I was just like, God, man. Like it was a touching ad. I was like, okay. And then when I actually finally met you, I was like, wait a minute. So
you know the crazy part?
I seen you like
the crazy part is, till this day, people stop me in stores. Yo, was you that dude in that video? Yeah, that was me. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, that was me. But listen, let's exchange. Follow me on social media. Come on, I can't tell you how many times somebody has stopped me in the street and I flipped that into a business relationship because of the brand.
Yeah.
Because of the brand.
That's it.
So this social media thing is no joke.
Yeah.
Christina, me and Paris, right? Me and Paris was in Lenox Mall. Me, Paris, and a couple other friends. We walked into two different stores. They saw it firsthand. Two different stores. And both stores we walked in, they was like, yo, you the dude from the video. I said, yo, I told y'all it's real life. It's in real life. I'm telling y'all. So what he's talking about, social media, is literally the rocket ship. Right? And the foundation has to be laid. But after the foundation is laid, social media is the rocket ship. And you need an ad budget. You need a budget. Something that you will put to the side and say, you know what? If nothing comes back, so what? This is my ad budget. This is my advertising budget to actually launch my business and take it to another level. You have to have it. Or guess what? Right? The traditional, I will never ever trash the traditional way of marketing that worked from the 70s, because people from the 70s who built using those principles are still making multi-millions of dollars 30 years, 40 years later. So I will never say stop doing the things that worked, you know, the traditional internet marketing, business structure, you know, network marketing, things that they tell you in whatever company that you're in. Those skills are still relevant today, because those skills got people from the 70s to over $10 million a month right now. You understand me? So I will never, ever say those strategies don't work, right? But the same exact content that Floyd just gave y'all, that's the foundation. Social media is the rocket ship. And when you put both together.
Yeah, that's why I made it number 5, because you have to do 1 through 4 first, because you can't do number 5. Everybody wants to start off with number 5. Everybody comes up with a name, and then they be like, you know what? We're going to just launch this. They come up with a name, and then they start running ads. That's why when most of y'all run ads, y'all don't get any conversions, or you're wasting money because you didn't do 1 through 4. You didn't define your brand. You didn't create your brand identity. You didn't have brand relevancy, or you didn't even create some type of brand leverage with somebody else. You didn't do those things, and that's why your marketing or your social media strategy didn't work, because you simply didn't you simply didn't set up 1 through 4. All you have to do is simply know exactly how to do 1 through 5, right? So we literally told y'all what to do. You got to know how to do it now. Go ahead, y'all.
Real quick point. I got to say this. Shout out to Lady Kingdom Cash, Christina Dyson, for saying this. Be your own brand, folks. We don't brand any company we are in, period, right? She said, listen, go look up and down our page and you won't find what company we are in. But yet we're still hitting ranks. If that don't tell you something, go look at Floyd's page, up and down his page. You won't know what company he's associated with. But why are we still hitting ranks? Why are we still hitting premier levels in these multi-level marketing companies? Right? Why? It's because of everything we just told y'all. That's how powerful having a brand is.
And also, after you figure out these things, after you figure out 1 through 5, you have to take action, right? You have to take action, and that's a big thing that a lot of people miss out on. They get all the knowledge, they get all the information, and they don't take action. So we want you guys to literally take the information and go ahead and take action, right? That's my biggest thing. You'll hear me say it over and over and over and over again. You need to take action. You need to get started. Take what you learn and go ahead and get started. So today, what me and Charles decided to do was create a challenge, right? So we have the 5-day Build Your Brand Challenge that we're going to basically launch with you guys right here on this live, right? So what we want to do is basically teach you exactly how you can do 1 through 5, right? How you can build you can define your brand, you can create your brand identity, you can basically have your brand relevancy, and also leverage your brand, know how to leverage it, finding the right people to leverage, and then also having the best social media strategy that you can have. We want to launch a 5-day Build Your Brand Challenge. We're challenging all 40 people right now who are on this live. We're challenging you guys right now to basically build your brand in 5 days, right? So this is what we're going to do. From 1 to 5, we're going to teach you the steps. We're going to do it in 5 days.
What it takes some people a year to do, we're going to do in 5 days.
I want to show you guys exactly how I've been able to do it over and over and over again, how Charles has been able to do it over and over and over again, guys. We're going to launch the 5-day Build Your Brand Challenge. And this is the thing. We can't have 100 people in. I have a stupid emailing list, a few of them. Charles has a few crazy emailing lists. So we decided to go live on Facebook because we have a lot of friends and people who really love business and who we really want to see succeed. So we're going to launch it to you guys first. But 15 minutes after we give you guys this link, we're going to hit enter on our emailing list and send it out to them. We're only accepting 50 people.
Only accepting
we
50.
Only want to do it. It's a 50 people limit, right? It's not going to be $297. It's not going to be $197. It's not going to even be $997. It's not even $590 or $57, right? We're going to do this 5-day Build Your Brand Challenge for $27, right? So over the course of these 5 days, you're going to get 5 different videos, and we're going to show you exactly what it is you need to do to build your brand foundation, right? We're going to go in depth every day about how to build your brand. And after you do this, your brand will be able to see new income, new heights, and everything. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to launch it. We're going to get it big. Go ahead, Charles.
And just to let y'all know, the information contained in this actual package, me and Christina used to sell for $997. We used to sell our
I
social
sold it
media
for
marketing course for $9.97.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is, it don't get no better than what
Yeah.
it don't get no better than we came to,
Right.
because I'm just as passionate about branding as Floyd is, right?
Right.
And we came together because we got a lot of people, like he said, a lot of friends and family that we want to see win.
Yeah.
Right. And this information, right, is this at, like he said, from 0 to hero in 5 days.
Yeah. We use live examples showing, you know, like we said, we show LeBron James example and everything. I literally break it down about defining your brand. I show you examples, right? So we can speak examples over this live, but actually seeing it, having the blueprint and being able to mimic what these top brands, myself and Charles have done, and be able to write it down. We want to basically help you plan this out and write it out so you can be successful. $27. That's it.
One time.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but I was sitting at Starbucks and I'm like, you know what? We gotta do something for the people. Everybody don't have $997 to join the mastermind. Everybody don't have $5,000 to pay me for building their brand. A lot of top companies don't have. Well, these local companies don't have $10,000 to pay me to build their brand. But let me go ahead and do something for the people. I called Charles. I was like, we got to do something for the people. He was like, let's do it. Say less. That's why he say less. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I got the videos done. You know, Charles gave me some input on a lot of different things, and we just put it together, and we giving it to the people. But I can't give it to everybody. Everybody, look, 50 people. All we're gonna do, because we're going to use this case study to also shoot other videos and tell people how we've been able to help 50 people build a brand in 5 days. And then after those 5 days, you know, we're going to continuously show you guys how you can scale up using social media. So we're going to show you how to build your brand in 5 days, but that's not all you get. You know, you'll be in a secret group with us where we can actually show you how we're exploding these brands. I'm going to show you how you can take t-shirt companies. I'm going to show you guys how I was able to make, I think it was like maybe anywhere between, let's say, over $10,000, right? Watching my favorite TV show. So I use my favorite TV show to make a lot of money using t-shirts. So we're also going to share that with you guys in the group. But if you want the course, Charles is going to go ahead and drop the link. He's going to give it to you guys. It's going to be in the comment section. And then if you're watching the replay, we're going to put it up there in the, up here. What's that? In the, I guess you could say description, or in the status, right? Above this video, we're going to put the link there, but we're going to have it there for a limited time. After those 50 people join, we're going to have to take it down. And like I said, it's a case study for us. We want to show you that it's very, very possible. If you want to build your brand, if you want to take your business to the next level, listen. We got the plan, we got the vision, we got the law of gravity on our side. We built it already. We did what we had to do. So now we want to show you what you have to do so you can basically have the law of gravity on your side, the vision and the planning, right? So go ahead, click the link, go ahead and get started. I'm so excited to show y'all what we have inside. I'm so excited to basically help y'all build y'all brand, so I can be like, we got another one. Another 50.
There's going to be a lot of lives change, a lot of success stories that come out of this mastermind, right? Yeah. And all you got to do is execute. We're going to lay the blueprint and give you guys the tools. All you got to do is execute. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. It's really that simple, right? Oh, my fried chicken ready. Oh, it's time to wrap.
Yeah. So, look, guys, let me go ahead. Let me say that one more time. So if you have anybody on your team, if you're in an MLM company and you have people who are on your team, your as they call it, your downline and stuff like that. If you have other business partners around you in your neighborhood, or so, even your friends, you might do hair, your friend might do nails or something. Anybody, don't withhold this information from anybody. This live is very informational. We put a lot of content in this live so people can be able to learn from this live alone, let alone the 5-day Build Your Brand course. So tag 3-4 people. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and tag your friends so they can watch the live, so they can learn something and hopefully if they tag soon enough, they'll be able to get into the program. But we're going to launch it. We're doing it today. So the minute that we end this live, it's on. I can't wait to see you guys inside. Once again, my name is King Floyd Fontaine.
Mr. Kingdom Cash Charles Dyson.
And we out, man. Peace.